Good morning, students. In today's class, we'll discuss about ferrites, which is the remaining part of the unit fourth. So, in the examination, he will ask you what is actually right about ferrites, right? So, we'll just discuss in today's class about ferrites. Right. Yes, everybody just start, right? So, in the last class, we discussed about the what you can say the hysteresis, the Wies molecular theory. So, in today's class, he will ask you the question will be like this: write some properties or write short notes. Write short notes. Write short notes on ferrites. He will ask you the question in this particular fashion and write few applications of ferrites also. So here we'll just discuss the what are ferrites actually. So ferrites are nothing but they come under the category of antiferro. Depending upon the spin, right? These antiferro materials have been classified into uh, ferro material has been classified into antiferro and ferrite, ferrimagnetic material. In that aspect, we'll just discuss that actually ferrite is a ceramic material, right? Ferrite is a ceramic ceramic material, right? Whose property or whose what you can say it exhibit a property of net magnetization and uneven distribution of the spin. You can just see this is what ferrite spin moment will look like in this particular fashion. So now this is how the ferrite, what you can say, magnetic moments of ferrites will be there. So ferrite is a ceramic material which are having the spin, right? What you can say, the unparalleled movement of the spin. Will exhibit unparalleled movement of the spin. Now the basic, the general formula, the general formulae, the general formula of ferrite is given by yeah is given by so it contains actually two or more atoms. So therefore the general formula of ferrite is written as x, right? 2 plus, right? Fe 3 plus, Fe 3 plus, and you'll get O4, O suffix 4, right? So here the x value, maybe you find that the x term may be manganese or magnesium. So here x means here we can use either manganese or magnesium, right? So it actually looks like in this particular fashion. So this is what, see, we just started our today's topic with the writing write short notes on ferrite. So ferrite is a ceramic material which has net magnetization, unparalleled spin. The general formula of ferrite is given by x2 plus Fe3 plus O4. Yeah, where X is nothing but consists of two or more atoms. So here, if a manganese or magnesium, any of one will be can be accommodated by this particular X value. Now, so when we just see the structure, see the structure, actually ferrite consists of A sites and B sites. So what is this A sites and B sites? We just see here. So you can just see this is what the schematic diagram of the structure of ferrite look like. Can you see? Okay. So it's like a cubic structure nearly. So here at the corners, you will find that the movement this is called A sites, right? These are what? A sites, right? You just say this is what A, this exhibit A, right? So what are the A sites? I will just explain you. So these are what? A sites which are there at the corners, and you'll find exactly at the end, exactly at the middle, you'll find the B sites. So what is this A sites and what is this B sites? So let us look into it very carefully. Now, this is actually exhibited by, so this is what the materials which are found to be having. So what you say, this is the schematic diagram. So what we can write is that the materials which exhibit what you can say uh, or we can materials whose magnetic moments, materials whose magnetic moments whose magnetic moments magnetic moments so the materials whose magnetic moments have two sublattices of you can just see the schematic diagram adjacent to it, left hand side, of two sublattices right, uh, which are shown by A and B, which are shown in the diagram with A and B, right, which are not compensated, which are not compensated, or you can just say that the net spin movement is not compensated. So which are not compensated, the magnetic moments are not compensated. You can just see the diagram. So such materials are termed as ferrites. So it is known as ferrites, right, everybody? So we just call this as actually ferrites. Now, when we just see this ferrites, so they exhibit spontaneous magnetization below the ferrimagnetic Néel temperature. This is also important aspect that we need to write in the examination, that so it exhibit, see here, so they exhibit spontaneous magnetization, they exhibit spontaneous magnetization, spontaneous magnetization, spontaneous magnetization right? So they exhibit spontaneous magnetization below the Néel temperature. We just call that as Néel temperature. So now you can just say that depending upon this classification of A and B, we can just say classification of A and B is nothing but A sites and B sites. So just now we have gone for the basic definition of ferrite, and what is a special character that is exhibited by ferrite is spontaneous magnetization below the Néel temperature. So where actually we are using these ferrites, right? So it is used in what you can say construction of computer memory system. So uses of ferrites in the examination, he may ask you in the separate section, he can ask you what are the different uses of ferrites. So they are used in memory devices, they are used in memory devices, right? So they are used in memory devices, and also see, they are used in memory devices, and also they are used as garnets in isolators, calculators, switches. So they are also used in they are also used in they are used in they are used in isolators, isolators, right? Calculator, switch, etc. Calculator, switch, etc. Right? So, and also they are used for the preparing the course in inductors and transformers. So these are very, very important. They are used in preparation of inductors and what you can say transformer as a core material. So they are also used. They are used in. They are used in inductors and transformers. Inductors and transformers as core materials. These are very, very important aspect that you should remember. So there are various applications of ferrites. So we just started our today's topic with ferrite. Ferrite is a ceramic material in which you find that the magnetic spin magnetic movement is found to be unparalleled, right, to each other. So the general formula of ferrite is given by X2 plus Fe3 plus O4. So here X means you can, as we have seen that it consists of ferrite is consisting of two or more atoms. So instead of X, you can just write manganese or magnesium. So materials whose magnetic moments of which contains two sublattices, you can just see it is a schematic diagram where A is there. So that is considered to be the A side and B is there. That is considered to be B side. What is this A and B refers to? This is very, very important here. So what is A and B here refers to? So it refers to here the what you can say that they are referred by oxygens, uh, right, which are denoted as A sides, and what you can say that either it may be manganese or magnesium, they are represented with this B side respectively. So here we can just say that the materials whose magnetic moments of two sublattices, that is A and B, which are not compensated, so such materials are known as ferrites. They exhibit a special property called spontaneous magnetization below the Néel temperature. So in the examination, he will just ask you to write short notes on the ferrites, and also he may ask you a few applications. So they are used in memory devices. They are also used in isolator, calculator switch, and they are used in inductors and transformers. In building the course of by using these ferrites, one can manufacture the inductors and transformers of the given what you can say device, right? So now this is what actually ferrite is all about. So with this, we just stop our today's topic of ferrites. Unit 4 we have completed. We'll just see a small video, right? What is actually magnetism nowadays are used for different purposes. साउंड ऑन करा नहीं करा याद नहीं, साउंड शेयर करा नहीं करा याद नहीं. Now, students, I think that you understood what is the use of studying this magnetic materials. The fourth unit, we just studied about chapter one, magnetic materials, because of its various application in day-to-day life, and what you can say, it's a type of science magic. uh, by seeing this video, one can understand that what you can do by understanding the concepts of different magnetic materials. So how that can be used for various application purpose, and not only for application in manufacturing and industries, but also for entertainment, right? We can use this magnetic materials for various what you can say purposes. So right now, uh, with this we just today we have completed the chapter one, that is magnetic materials. So now we just try to start this chapter two, that is superconductors. So before understanding what is actually the meaning of superconductors, one should know what is actually the electrical resistance. So here resistance, you are aware of the fact what is actually the meaning of resistance. So resistance is nothing but it is like a what you can say, which opposes the resistance is nothing but opposition, right? When I say resistance, the next synonym of resistance is opposition. So here we can just know what is this electrical resistance is actually same as the friction, right? So as you know that water is flowing through a pipe, and long narrow pipe provides more resistance to the flow than a short fat pipe, right? Definitely, this is the case when we use the long and narrow pipe. So, in the same, which is keeping in mind this particular example, what you can say that this applies to the what you can say flow of electrons, right? So, flow of electrons is nothing but electric current. So, the same thing when we just have considered the pipe, long narrow pipe. In the same manner, it applies to the flowing electrons, right? So now then these electrons will flow in a long thin wires, provided more resistance than the short and thick wires, right? So the resistance of a material is actually depending upon the length and cross sectional area, and also the resistivity, that is a Greek word rho. The number here that depends upon the type of material. So this actually you have studied in your intermediate, that the resistance and lower class also, the resistance is actually equal to sigma L by A. There is here the rho signifies the resistivity and conductivity. This resistivity rho is actually inversely proportional to each other. The resistivity and conductivity are inversely proportional to each other. So the electrical resistance of a conductor is actually the measure of how difficult to push the charge, right, and to push the charges along. See, so the electrical resistance of a conductor is nothing but it will give us the information regarding the measure of difficulty in pushing up the charges, right, along a particular of flow. So now with this particular understanding of resistance, and particularly we are bothered about electrical resistance, we just what we will do is that we'll just stop today's class at this particular juncture. So next, in the next class, we'll start afresh of superconductivity, right? So I think that with this, we'll just end our today's class. Thank you, everyone.